Hello, hello! Welcome to my Supreme Ghost playthrough of Disorientation, a Thief 2 fan mission by Melan, released in 2009. First of all, I wanna give a quick thanks to Clatrimus. If I hadn't watched his Let's Supreme Ghost Thief series for a couple of years now, I would never even think to start my own channel. And I assume that if you're watching this, you are familiar with either his channel or the Ghost in Play style. In this video I'll play through this mission, adhering to the Supreme Ghost rule set, which is a more extreme variation of ghosting. It doesn't allow any sort of comments from hostile AIs, we also cannot douse any torches, we cannot use any mass arrows, and we have to return everything exactly how it was originally, except loot. And I'll explain everything that I'm doing as I go along. It shouldn't be difficult to follow. Unfortunately, I won't be able to take all the loot in the mission. There are 6 pieces I have to skip, because I cannot take them within Supreme rules, but I'll still point them out to you and show you how you can get them if you're playing regular Ghost. I won't be showing you every piece of equipment and all the food items. I just never had any interest in collecting those. So without further ado, let's get started. Playing an expert. So Disorientation is a sequel to Melan's previous mission, Bad Deaths, but it doesn't require any specific knowledge from that to understand what's going on here. In short, Garrett has been a target of a certain Lady Azamlarg, the ruler of Darksmoke Quarter, who tried to have him killed, so now we're gonna steal her precious scepter and show her not to mess with us. Lady Azamlarg may have sent her best to kill you, but it is time to prove even her best are no match for your abilities. Break into her palace and steal her jeweled scepter. Better teach the lady how real thievery is done. No less than 2400 loot will suffice for the wrongs you suffered. You are already a wanted man, better not make it worse by killing innocents. It will not serve your cause to kill an influential aristocrat. Let Lady Azamlarg live, so she may learn not to cross you again. Once you have accomplished your tasks, leave Darksmoke District the way you came. For Supreme Ghost, we are not allowed to buy anything from the loadout store. There is a tip here which talks about a certain piece of loot we can get, and I'll bring it up when it becomes relevant. We also have a set of instructions which I'll read shortly. If you're playing regular Ghost, I would recommend getting at least a couple of moss arrows because you start with none and they can come in handy. This also doesn't show that we have the lockpicks, the sword, compass, and the blackjack. Let's make a real save and take a look at the map. The map in this mission can be quite difficult to read, but it's still useful for what it is. We start here in the north in Trundle Street, and our main objective is here, the palace. This also says palace, but we can't enter this place really. It's adjacent to the courthouse, and Lady Azamlarg is actually a judge. We enter the palace from here, the palace grounds, and I'm actually gonna go here first. I'll explain why. Also, the Old Bell, which is a tavern, and the Widow's Way, which has the gallows, are marked as important locations. Why, you may ask? Well, let's read our instructions. Garrett, in recognition of previous favors, I may be able to assist you in this matter, if you are first willing to help me with a small prank I have in my mind. A mutual acquaintance you may have worked with before, Isin the Exchanger, was recently found guilty on count of thievery by the lady, and he is now hanging by the neck on the gallows at Widow's Way in Lower Darksmoke area. I want you to steal his body and carry him to the cellar of the Old Bell Tavern as a present to someone who will appreciate the joke. Mind you, the patrols tonight will be out in force, and it is unlikely the bartender or the bouncers would be happy to see you with the burden. Lay Isin down to sleep in a conspicuous location. That will make the point. After you have done this, meet me at the statue of Saint Tanner next to the tavern, and I will have a key ready. Forget not that Tanner's Plaza and Widow's are both heavily patrolled, and also that bowmen have been posted on the parapets to watch for unlawful interlopers. The lady will in all likelihood be alone in her quarters, and yet do not underestimate her, for she is quick of wits and formidable with a blade. Okay, so I won't be doing that. There is another way to get inside the palace which doesn't involve moving this body or getting this key, which technically makes it an unnecessary pickup. But I will still show you where you have to put a sin, where you can get the key, and where you can use it. There is a guard coming this way, so I'm gonna wait for him. I'm gonna jump down into this canal, but first let me read some posted notes. I'm gonna reload, so I'm not worried about those first alerts. By the decree of the Lady Azamlarg, Warden of Darksmoke, let it be known that no man or woman, nor any child of outside residence is to set foot on the streets of Darksmoke after the 11th toll and before cockscrow, unless by the lady's personal consent. Those who are in violation of her ladyship's orders shall taste the whip. Let it be known that the tithe on wool, lead, wax, oil, and leather shall now be 2 coppers for the measure. The tithe on glass, embigline, and white clay shall be 1 good silver. Peddling outside the Darksmoke market will be treated as theft of her ladyship's own due. Let it be known that the trial of the infamous Planth is set for the 2nd toll of Morn's Day, on the 10th of Recidivus in the year 832. The miscreant is to be judged by her ladyship, and thereafter delivered to whichever fate she selects. Afterwards, the honest folk of Darksmoke may approach her ladyship and ask for justice in their miscellaneous squabbles, etc., as it is customary. The beggars of Darksmoke, if in possession of letter of alms, are permitted to attend, if they apply their ancient trade with the appropriate discretion. Let it be known that her ladyship and her guards are on the lookout for the thief Garrett, formerly known by the false names of Talbot, Messer Johannes, Philby, and no doubt numerous others. Garrett is of nondescript appearance, below average in height, and fond of dull grey clothing. He is wanted for the murder of a wealthy patrician in Downlock district, participation in pagan conspiracy, the subversion of public order, and several counts of theft. The Lady Azamlarg offers 400 pieces of gold to whoever would bring her definite proof of this miscreant's demise, or 100 pieces of gold for accurate information of his whereabouts. Let it also be known that whoever aids or shelters this devious fugitive shall perish like a criminal. Okay, so this actually is the courthouse, and I'll talk more about it a little later. We can traverse this canal safely, there is nobody who can hear or see us. There is a guard who can be stationed by the double door, but he's not there, which is perfect. Let me check where he is. Oh, well, he's here now. Okay, I'm gonna have to wait for him to leave, but I can rope up this sledge meanwhile. So just to show you, I have dropped into the canal here and swam under the watch station and all the way to the falls. I'm currently stationed over here, above the jetty. Okay, so here's what looks like a thief's hideout. I doubt it's one of Garrett's places. some other thieves. Here we have 2 gold vases with a total of 120 loot, and there is also a ring on this hand for a total of 220. And there is also a note, letter to a thief. Builder bless the old fellow. Nay, I have not perished, for the builder looks everywhere, but he looketh not among his own, even when they have problems with the fancy talk. In any event, here is something that might interest you. One of the old vipers, when not scheming against everyone else in the cloister, likes to spin wild tales. One is about your present place, or something close by. It seems a servant in a warehouse near the old Hammer Temple had dark designs on his mind, killed some and hid their corpses. Now it turns out he was found and broken, the warehouse sealed, but his shade lingers in secret passages and broods on sins that cannot be forgiven. Hope you can sleep easier now, eh, Taffer? By and by, you are not faint of heart yourself to operate from right under the eyes of Our Lady, who has sent so many of us to the gibbet. Bless her little heart. If you catch her alone outside her palace, don't forget to say hello on behalf of yours truly as well. You know who. Okay, I'm gonna reload every time I pick up a readable because I don't want to move them. And I have to be really careful because I slide down this roof. Okay. While I wait for that guy to come back, I can jump over here and pick up a vase for a total of 245. This door implies you can get inside that building, but you can't. And I saw him for a second there, so I'm gonna reload. And I should explain something. So the archers in Melan's missions have extremely good vision. Normally they don't, but here they can see you extremely far away, and even if your light jump just flickers just a little bit. So anytime I see an archer, I'm gonna be very careful not to even cross their line of sight. Like that. I don't want that. Because he's far away, and if he alerts, I wouldn't be able to hear that. So I'm safe here. I'm gonna wait for him to come back and then follow him. Stop. So he doesn't see me with his peripheral vision. Here are 2 bags of loot for a total of 325. And I'm gonna wait for him again. Here is the vine we can climb, and that's our way into the palace. Down there is a Pickleball Door that leads to the courtyard I showed you earlier. Down there is Brosius' estate, and we'll get to that much later. I see an archer in the distance. I'm not gonna move just yet. And this guy comes back. Okay, I'm gonna actually wait for him to come back and go away again. Archers are no joke in Melan's missions. Okay, so here, if we fall down and catch a statue, we can land safely. That's not a bug. I'm doing a terrible job at it right now, but... here. So yeah, that's not a bug. In the Dark Engine, you can fall from infinite height, as long as you have something to catch on the way down. That's how we rope up to the Lady's Palace. And I'm gonna make a real save, and I'm gonna show you a few things. Up here is a door that also leads into the palace. We cannot pick it or open it. It responds to the palace grounds key, which I'll find inside. And these doors, well, at least this one, also can be opened with that key, and it also can be opened by this lever. So you cannot enter the palace this way. Down here is a dead keeper. We'll learn more about him. Actually, a lot more. There are like 4 readables about him in the mission. And this tunnel is what you would normally take to get to the palace. This door responds to the key you would get for depositing Isin inside the old well. I'm gonna show you this door from the other side in a little bit. The sound propagation inside the palace isn't the greatest, unfortunately. But I see that she's coming this way, so I'm gonna have to wait for her to come back. She stations herself here and to leave. Here we have a goblet and 3 decorative plates, for a total of 430 loot. There's not much to the palace. There is that room, you can't go past this portcullis. That's the door that responds to the palace grounds key. And there is just one more room here. But everything is tile. I'm gonna save here again. here we have a gold watch and a gold candlestick for a total of 560 loot. I'm gonna use this pillar as hardcover and make a save. That's the palace grounds key, we don't need it. 2 notes. Letter from Jacobus Willen. Your ladyship, on account of your most illustrious patronage, we have attempted that you which asked of us. Queries placed with trustworthy clients in Lamphire Hills and Stone Market have granted us a lead, faint as it is. A young woman of great wealth and apparently aristocratic upbringing is behind the items you speak of. Elemental crystals, narcotic and stimulative substances, as well as curio beyond our usual assortment, have been mentioned. Our further inquiries were frustrated, as the partners were probably afraid of disclosing a new source of merchandise. Nonetheless, we can confirm your suspicions, although if we might be so bold, we do not suggest a confrontation until further particulars become known. Respectfully at your service, Jacobus Willen, Willen & Associates. And a report. Most exalted lady, as it was your will, we watched the streets all night, and not a sight of the villain Garrett had crossed our eyes. He walked here not, believe you us. In all, the picking was of no outstanding import. A beggar without letter, an errant lamplighter crossing to Lamphire Hills, and a tramp who was caught trying to force one of the grates at the falls, but slipped and fell when we hailed him. That was a perplexing one, to have climbed up there without rope and hook. He was dead by the time the boys retrieved his frame, and he has been brought to the yard for your inspection. In any case, his form resembles Garrett not, and no distinct mark nor possessions has he, so that's the keeper we found. Oh yeah. This is the lady's vault. It has a lockbox near it, which we can pick. I'm gonna reload, so I'm not too worried about your first alerting. Okay, so this is the scepter, our main objective. Now, picking the lock and leaving this door open isn't really a bust to Supreme, because it cannot be closed or relocked, and this button does nothing, it actually opens the door. And that's okay, I guess, but something that Clotrimus and me as well started doing is that if there is a way to get past a door that you would normally have to pick, then it's preferable to use that way, because it's not in the spirit of Supreme to unlock doors which you cannot relock. And we can find another way here. There's a switch up here, and there's a secret room. And my next goal would be to get in there another way. So, as I get there from, I guess it's here or here, it's right on the edge of the break in the map, the entrance near the clock tower. So as I get there, I'm gonna loot the rest of the upper dark smoke area, all of it. So that's gonna be my next objective. Here we can throb this gargoyle and it opens a secret bookcase. Have to send the elevator back up. And here we have what's called an escape route key. This one I'm gonna need, and I'll have to come back here and put it back when I'm done with it. It opens this door, and we are now in the cellar of the old bell. Right here. And this is actually the bed where you should bring Isin. So after you lie him down here, you would get access to the key to the palace.
Hey.
Oh, he's coming this way, okay. So inside the bar there is this thief, or the bouncer, as the instructions called him. He has a purse, and there is also a bartender. And it can be tricky to get out of here, because there are also guards outside, 3 of them, who can be there, but they have lone patrol routes, so I'm gonna have to be lucky.
Thought I saw some.
And we're gonna have to go in and out of this place twice. So
Thought I saw some.
I expect to spend a lot of time here, and during my practice run he didn't alert to me when I was stationed here. That's strange.
Still.
Purse for a total of 590. No credit. So I hear at least 1 guard outside. Let's try this.
What was that?
Nope, I don't have enough time. Let me actually check where they are. Okay, this guy has a lone patroller out, he's on his way out. There is another archer. There he is. So he's gonna be coming this way. So I'll probably have to wait for him. And there is a drunk outside the bar, but he's neutral, he doesn't alert, so I don't have to worry about him.
Huh?
Are you kidding me? So I hear the archer, and I should be able to slip out on the next round when the bartender is stationed here. Oh no. Okay. Maybe if I go the other way. Okay, I see. I'm gonna have to hide here for a little while, but this is not where I need to go. But at least I slipped out of the bar. It's better than standing there. I'm gonna wait for all the patrollers to clear out, and then I'm actually gonna head that east. That's the clock tower. That's where I'll eventually enter the palace. Okay, he's looking out, so can't move. Sounds like, looks like a good time to go. Right, good. I think we made it. So this is the statue of Saint Tanner. This is where you would get the key after you deliver Isin to the old bell. Here did Saint Tanner drive the spike into the rock and preach the sermon of the master builder to the thief. As soon as this archer leaves, I'm gonna move into that alleyway. Right, so this is the door I said I was going to show you. That's where you use the key you find near the statue of Saint Tanner, and it leads to that tunnel and up to the palace grounds. No trespassing upon Lady Esmlark's orders. Deliver messages and supplies to the upper entrance. Instead, I'm gonna rope up here. There is a guard patrolling the parapet. That's the door that responds to the palace grounds key. Let's make a real save.
Sir? Sir?
Being impatient. Okay, so here's the pipe. Normally you would make a loud clang if you land on it, but if you go on the side, you can actually move without making any noise whatsoever. That archer likes to station himself on the bridge, and I'm gonna wait for him to leave. Let me see, is there anyone? No, I should be good here. I need to drop down to this balcony. There is a bottle of wine and a goblet for a total of 655 loot. Here, actually, something interesting, a quiver, you can throw it to get some broadhead arrows. And I'm gonna rope up to the ledge above. These guys going the other way, they shouldn't see me. Up here, another bottle of wine and goblet for a total of 720 loot. Notice some green bottles have different model. Usually they are brown, but they are still valuable. Right, let me save. Yeah. Up here there are 5 coin stacks for a total of 770 loot. And a readable wine-stained scroll. In honor of the Lady Azemlarg and her most salubrious wines, which the most honorable Benjamin saw fit to provide for this very purpose, we hereby establish the Society of the Tower and the Bell, as of the year 832, Mons Recidivus, day the 3rd, on this pleasant terrace above the teeming streets of our lovely city. May whoever hold rank in this hallowed car carry himself with pride and distinction, protect the honor of Our Lady, even in the face of adversity, and drink to the essences as it is appropriate for a gentleman of elevated station. Absolute secrecy is hereby sworn to confound the knaves and villains who would bring us harm. Of this we swear, the most honorable Delvins, Grand Master of the Chiming Bell, the most honorable Mongrave, Knight of Wines and Essences, the most honorable Benjamin, Exalted Guardian, the most honorable Tordis, he of the Mop and Pail, the most honorable Gradbolt, Furnace Feeder, and Lord Transportator, penned by the most honorable Tordis on behalf of the Society. Yeah. I would like to meet these people. They sound like a fun bunch. See, I'm high above, but that guy, that archer, he has eyes like an eagle. Let me see where the archer who stations himself on this bridge. Is he nearby? I don't think so. So here... It's not an ideal way to get down, but it works. Yeah, I don't see anyone. He could see me through those windows, but I don't even see his silhouette, so I have time to get out of here. Okay, so now we are moving up on this place. The shops near under the Mercantile Guild, we're gonna loot them. There are 4 shops, we only need to enter 3 of them. And there is a civilian who owns one of them, I guess, and he goes in and out of there. He doesn't have a key on him, but he unlocks and relocks the door every time he visits his shop. So I'm gonna use that so that I don't have to pick the lock myself. And there he is. He's moving in the opposite way, so I'm good.
Someone behind.
So first I'm gonna enter the stone cutter. I have to pick that door, there is no way around that. And in here we have 5 statues, bringing in total to 860 loot, and a couple of readables. City Tribune. Mystery burglar, just a legend, solicitor says. Reports of the mysterious criminal supposedly stuck in the wealthy households of the city have resurfaced after Mr. Heinz Stadow brought charges to a trial over insurance payments. His allegations, which provoked uproarious laughter among members of the jury, drew attention to damages of a very unusual nature. In truth, the culprit not only carried off the dinnerware and several valuables from my collection, including a priceless clear silver statue won in the Southern Wars by my dear late Uncle Rufus, but a veritable cartload of comestibles as well. It is not in my character to burden the honorable jury with such trivial nuisances, but the shameless conduct of the accused party makes it an imperative as a lawful proprietor as well as a gentleman. We are experiencing, indeed, a theft epidemic of epic proportions, and I do not just mean the burglary. The Honorable Seamus A. Blatt, a noted barrister involved in the case, on the side of the defendants, was quoted by the Tribune. In no case during my practice have I been witness to similar extraordinary crimes. The common thief, in fact, is a creature of cowardice and habitual shiftiness, a debased and lowly being. To assume that after risking life and limb in taking lawful property, a criminal would linger to lift victuals from is, to put it simply, fantastic beyond my wildest fancies. Pray tell, where did this extraordinary burglar carry such foodstuffs? In his pockets? Or, barring that, does the good Mr. Heinz Stadow propose that the culprit in fact consumed 5 heads of cabbage, 6 deer legs, a few pairs of sausages, apples, and a generous supply of carrots? Even an entire expedition of the boldest riffraff would not have such ravenous appetite, and as someone who has observed the lowest sort of street detritus from my window would put little credence in nursery tale of similar character. Rumpleball, Stone Market Wayside 4-0, Downlocked Dayport 1-1, Newmarket Merkbell cancelled by Cardinals Interdict. And a complaint. Furthermore, and coinciding with these infractions, when I looked through the window of your shop to see if you have indeed ceased your intolerable hammering for the day, I spied a lewd and I am sure illegally produced image with, I note, a completely bare nipple. This outrageous conduct is, in fact, not only beyond the accepted standards of public decency, but also a vile assault against my sensibilities. Why, to consider this filth would stand in the shop that is very next to mine, and might, to add insult to injury, bother my valued customers. In fact, the question of indemnification, unless you are too drunk again to understand this, it means money. It will have to be... Okay. Great readables here. I love the readables in Melan's missions. He often uses archaic or just uncommon terms, I guess, and really shows the strong writing style. So here we have a loose brick. Just to show you, you can actually probe the alchemist's key and get it through the brick, but it makes no sense to me to do that. There's no way Garrett can squeeze his arms through cracks. So I'm gonna take the brick out, and I'm gonna put it to its nearest logical place. That's what you have to do for Supreme. And get the key that way. So that's okay. You can do that for Supreme and for regular Ghost. Ah, he saw me. He saw me through an object. That's something that definitely can happen. So this block of stone. I actually didn't save after I picked up the key, did I?
Hello?
Okay, so he's gonna open the door. That's perfect timing. So I'm gonna catch it like here. So the door is locked, but it is open. And once he leaves, I'm gonna enter and get some loot inside. Here, bag of spice, I guess, for a total of 880 loot. Now when I close the door, it's locked. Okay, I'm hitting the sign. Now I can use the alchemist's key, and I'm gonna do the same as this door. I'm gonna lock it, but leave it open, because I need to place the alchemist's key back where I found it. Which was approximately here. It's good enough. Here is a gold skull, for a total of 1030 loot. Now I can close the door and it's locked. Everything is exactly like it was before I got here. Except loot. And there's a guard coming this way. So I need to hide, but I'm gonna show you something real quick. This place, the courthouse, I promised to talk about it earlier. This we cannot pass for Supreme. It looks like this place is shaded, but it really isn't. And you cannot douse the torches. So for a regular ghost you can go through here, you don't even have to douse them, you can just run past him, he won't second alert. But for Supreme, you cannot move through here, gotta look for another way. Okay, what's your problem? Can I save and reload? Free you up? Yes, I can. Yeah, if that happens, you can usually just save and reload the game. Okay, good. Nobody around, so I can quickly make my way in here. That's the courtyard. There's the garden where we got to the palace over the wall. I'm just gonna wait here. So he's gonna station himself in front of this double door. So I guess I can talk about my plans for the future of this channel. Meanwhile, I'm not going to stick to Supreme Ghosting. I made a few text reports on through the Looking Glass forums, and I intend to do at least four, maybe 5 missions out of those, and Supreme Ghost them on camera. But really, I want to show ghosting in its different variations. I already did Iron Ghost, and next video I'll do something different, yet another variation of ghosting. Okay, he was going the other way, he didn't see me, and there is that guy. Gotta wait for him. So yeah, I do want to do more Iron Ghosting, but that mode is just insane, if you ask me. Definitely harder than Supreme Ghost. Especially in a mission like this, or Sound of a Beaurigard. Just knowing that an hour into your playthrough you make one mistake, and that's it. You're back to the start, that's just scary to think about. But also satisfying. I had a ton of fun practicing for that and actually doing it. And I definitely wouldn't want to do it for a simple mission, or the one that you can beat in like 10 minutes, there is no challenge in that. Okay, so here is a nondescript building which is not on the map. And in here there's one. Don't want that. And 2 vases for a total of 1130. I don't want that. I don't think anybody can hear me in here, even if I clack like crazy, but I don't want to risk it. And next we can enter the Event Raw estate. So first of all, there is 2 gold plates and 2 gold goblets, total 1250, and 2 readables. Letter to Lord Befford. Dear Lord Befford, most endearing that you have written me, it must be a rare condition indeed that has afflicted you. There are but a few small issues I wish to clear, which I believe to deserve your most illustrious attention. First, to talk of our encounter as foreordained is perhaps a trifle too melodramatic, as my maid tells me. You are rumored to be a constant presence in pubs and bordellos of the lower districts, and indeed, as the way from those haunts to your home leads right under my windows, it might be that we saw each other by pure chance. Some additional remarks. The flowers that have grown in your garden under the pale moonlight, I note are available in identical form on the market, for 2 coppers, so there is indeed no need to bother. Regarding your fiery burning for me, I heard this fire has seen many before, and as for the heavenly quiet descending upon you when you saw me, you could have at least managed to stammer, in lieu of leering most fixedly at my bosom. Nay, Lord Bafford, I see your intentions, and have no wish whatsoever to oblige them. Yours, Lady Elise Ventraw. And there's also a scented letter. Beloved sister, in time do the wounds heal and the ill feelings depart. I know you have reason to find me repellent for my past actions, but we are still of one blood, and now have I for you good news, maybe the best news. With the fall my flowers have flowered as never before, and now I know whose arrival they herald. It is her return to our bare and cursed lands, to take her own and fill them with mirth and plenty. Look you towards your tasks, for the time foretold is upon us, Marcella. I have no idea what any of this means. Okay, and that's the watch station. Here the sound propagation works really well, so if anybody sees me or hears me, I would know. Let's see, there's an archer who has a lone patrol route through the station. And here he is. There is a stationary swordsman who is of no threat, and another guy who has a purse, which I need to pick. Make a real save here. I'll read that in a bit. So here's the guy with the purse. Total 1275. And I have no time to move out here before the archer comes back, but luckily I can hide in this shadow, assuming this guard goes away, which he does right now. So I can wait here.
What I see there?
Are you kidding me? He never alerted to me. Maybe here is safer? Okay, nice. There is a purse on top of the rafters. Total 1300. And let me show you something. So that's the stationary guard. He looks at the front door, so it's not even an option for a regular ghost, let alone Supreme. There is another opening here. And for ghost, it's okay, you can move through there.
Hey, what was that?
But let him settle. Okay.
See anything
For
now.
Supreme, you can't go through here. I tried many times to move slowly, move quickly.
Noise stopped.
He always catches me when I go through this vent. So, and show you where we are. The roof of the watch station is right above the canal where we dropped. So between that and the courthouse guard, the options for traversing this map are quite limited for Supreme. We can't go through there, we can't go through here. Guard's message. Charco, I've gotten word that Duval's leg breakers are once more encroaching on Lower Dark Smoke. Might be just rumors, but one thing is sure, the lady will not tolerate a low-reach incursion into Dark Smoke, now or ever, and it is our promotion on the line. I will have my men watch the poorhouse and the small dive near the gallows for the time being. You should ask around the shops and houses upsides if there has been anything out of the ordinary. There is also that guy, Gregory, guarding the warehouse by Locksman Gate. He might have seen something from his overlook. Nothing better to do than watch the canal anyhow. It's better if you talk to him, he seems to resent me for some reason. But he's been weird ever since he's been out of the force, so who knows. Old comrades fade away and become strangers, that's our lot. Our dua. Okay.
Is that you?
I don't even need to get down here, I can just do this.
Huh?
As he catches me. Okay, so obviously I cannot leave watch station this way, so the only way to approach it for Supreme is through this back door here. I'm just gonna wait here for the archer to pass. Oh, okay. I'm gonna wait here then. Okay, I hear no alerts, so I'm good. This is a kind of a machine room. It has some non-functioning lampposts. Here's a door we have to pick. There's no way around it. More non-functioning lampposts. And another door we have to pick. Here's a small courtyard. It's not even marked on the map. Like, I guess it would be here, maybe? And here are a few points of interest. Hello there. If you shoot that paint and it bleeds, actually, which is kinda creepy. There's a huge crate. And another huge crate. And a diary. The fools! They thought they could just ignore me, ignore the coming of the future. How blind they are, like sheep, to think they do not realize how my crates could change their lives, a crate in every house and every room. But as sheep, they are not just blind, they are soft. Haha. I visited Provost's store not to talk reason to him, but he refused to listen. He wanted to call someone to restrain me. What a fool! To think he could just silence progress. His money was mine, and I could use it all to further my craft. I also got myself a sword and a few other tools to gain more funding. Now they acquiesced, all of them. I visited one way or another. And with that, there are now 2 beauties in this apartment. They are safe here. Now that the new crate is finished, and there are also so many small ones, it is time for a new and even greater endeavor. Oh yeah, a new beginning. Indeed. There is a switch. 2 stacks of coins and a ring. Total 1400. And the box maker shall rise again, hopefully. And we can also rope up that roof. Bottle of wine and a goblet. 1465. And to get down here safely, you can first drop onto this chain, and then you can actually stand on top of the vines. And here's a gate. Flip the lever. I'm gonna reclose it, but actually gonna have to go through here again, because that's the only way to get to the start. And that's where we are. Let's make another real save. So next, I'm gonna go hit Beaurigard estate and the Mercantile Guild above the shops, and I'm almost near the clock tower, I guess, where I have to go. And I'm gonna have to wait for this guy to go down the street all the way.
People up above me get all the light and get all the favors, and I don't have another thing to eat in days.
I'm gonna rope up to that window. first, there are 3 coins here, total 1480, and then to get inside the window, you gotta sort of slide from this ledge like that. Because otherwise you have to move that plant out of the way and then back. Just annoying. So here you can jump over to the watch station. Instead, I'm gonna flip this. Almost. Whatever. There's a switch on this side. And now we're inside Beaurigard estate. Here's Beaurigard estate key. I don't need that, it opens the front door. It's right across the courthouse. No use to us. On the right here is a small chapel. And then, turning his attention on the third question, he said, "In truth, the treasures are a metaphor. Gold and jewels are not given to thee by the builder, although neither does he shun them if they be acquired by honest pursuits. The treasures of the builder are the spiritual foundations of thy work." Father Dennis contemplated what was said, and at last responded, "If such treasures are in our grasp, what could assail this foundation? Let us, my brothers, build a great cathedral in the builder's measures, and fair materials to stand testament to man's ingenuity and his ascent from the deceptions of the trickster." One of the brothers, the youngest of the initiates, however, warned, "Let us not begin this work, for I see a forest of hardships before us, and that forest's twists and pitfalls are legion." But Father Dennis rose again, saying, "In truth, such may be, but for every tree there is an axe, and for every doubter just punishment." Then was the brother carried away to the courtyard, where the weight of staff was set on his back 30-fold. And the other brothers raised stone on stone with good mortar and sturdy hammer, and the great cathedral of the order was built. And the doubting brother, who carried the stones for his brethren, at last said, "Such was my folly when I was young. But where am I to go now that the work is finished and I am old and grey?" And his brother said, "Thou shalt go before our builder, as all men do. The father had set a harsh task for thee, but in secret did he say to us that by the measure of thine atonement virtue was born. And then they buried his frame in rich vestments, and he became the first saint of the order." Okay, interesting. And on the left there's a small library. Hammerite Compendium of Precepts, Regiments, Rules of Conduct, Volume 13, Volume 7. Vigilance is thy shield, the Compendium of Righteousness, the ways of the sin, and how the righteous should combat it. And here's a bedroom with Lady Beauregard sleeping. A gold goblet, total 1505. Can actually start making noise here. She doesn't hear very well. And now let me explain something. So this is the top floor of Beauregard estate. That's Messer Beauregard. He carries a lantern, and he guards the vault. That's actually what the tip we could have purchased from the loadout screen was telling about. It said that Messer Beauregard has let all his guards go, that he has become old, so both him and his wife have poor hearing, but it feels like he has really good vision, like the archers do. And that he is guarding something mighty precious in that vault. And that's gonna be, unfortunately, the first piece of loot we have to skip for Supreme. Okay, I know I can pass him like that. And I'm gonna show you how to get it. You can get it for regular Ghost, but I'm gonna have to reload after I do that. Yeah. Okay. I'll save out here and show you this. It's a pickable door. It's a very long pick. You cannot do it in one go if you're ghosting. Gotta pick it halfway and then wait for him.
Would have sworn I saw something.
Should have known. Nothing could get in here.
And here we have a torc. It's worth 250 loot. Quite a lot. But when we take it, that's what happens. It's a trap, and triggering of traps is okay for Ghost, but it's not allowed for Supreme. There is no way to avoid triggering that, so for Supreme I'm gonna have to skip this loot. And Beaurigard doesn't alert to that, so you're fine. There's a vase, total 1555. And I have to jump over to the courthouse, preferably without dying. That's the Mercantile Guild. There is one guard in there, he's not a problem to dodge, but the entire place has tile floor. And he comes in exactly at the moment I get in there. I think I can wait him out in this corner. Okay, fine. I'll wait for him to leave. Now we can make noise. There's a vase, 2 goblets, and another vase here. Total 1685. There are also 3 torcs in the gargoyle's mouth up there. Really tricky piece of loot. Hiding in plain sight, but might not even notice that. And the easiest way to get it is just mental door. Like that. There's 1, 2, 3. 1775. But that wasn't possible to do in Old Dark when this mission was released. I can only do that because of new mantling, but back in 2009 you had to do something else. You had to go through this vent to get up onto the gargoyles, and to get in here... Howdy, partner. You have to go this way. From that ledge, you had to climb the chains and pass that guard through the vent up here. But with new mantle, all of that is unnecessary. Okay, I see the archer going away. That's good news. And the swordsman also going away. Excellent. On the other side of the street I can pick up a harp. The little 1875 harps are usually not loot, but this one is. Now I'll enter the clock tower. And all the way at the top we have a bird nest with 5 gems. Till 1965. Yeah, or 1985. Playing in high resolution, all the UI elements are extremely small. Okay, so this is the door. The door to the palace, which responds to the escape route key. Yeah, I can lock it for now. This, I believe, is right above the room where the lady patrols. Oh no, that's right above the vault. But she can hear me in here, so I'm gonna be careful. And here we are. First of all, I'm gonna take a scepter. Checks off the main objective. And obviously I cannot leave this way because I cannot close this door. And here we have something interesting. Okay, so first of all, it's another copy of the escape route key, which I don't need. There is a note which I'll read shortly. And some interesting items. We have a light gem. Never seen that. That acts as a piece of loot. We have lockpicks, the compass, and the blackjack. And I think this was taken from the Dead Keeper, but or maybe not. But in the original concept for the mission, at least the compass was stolen from Garrett, and in this mission you didn't have a compass in the original idea, obviously. Melan changed that, but that's how the mission got its name, Disorientation, and the name stayed even though the concept changed. Okay, so we can pick this up. 2130. And let's read a cryptic note. Confirmation of previous query. Definite breach at Kewell Touchery. Dispersal of counter influences. Possible breach on Wainwright. Definite breach at various non-operated depositories. And thorough work all over. Obvious relation to the case of T and supposed pagan conspiracy, but can be traced back outside to G's activities. Suggested actions. Keep low profile in direct action for the time being. Use decisive force through secondaries against G. Thereafter, common operation in lower locks may proceed to recovery of golden books, and following diversionary action against unlawful elements. Verify through IW and avoid caches for the time being. This must not fall into wrong hands. Tenster. Okay, very cryptic indeed. But G is obviously Garrett. I am not sure off the top of my head who T is. That might be a callback to Bad Debts, but I'm not sure, it's been a while since I played it. And IW, I believe that's Lord Reputo, one of the prominent characters in the shared thief lore. In Circle of Stone and Shadow Mission X, which came out a year before this, he is actually present, he's one of the characters, and in that I think he's referred to as IW Reputo. So he's another warden like Lady Azamlarg here. And the Golden Books is of course the plotline that goes through most of Melan's missions. It's just a random fact here, but featured more prominently in Rose Garden, though we don't even get close to acquiring them. Hopefully, one day we'll know the whole story. Right, so I have no further use for the escape route key. So now I have to bring it back to the old bell. And I want to first see where everybody is. So you can get down here without taking damage. So the archer is presumably coming this way soon. But those guys are on their way out. Okay, I think I can do this. Okay, so you can fall and mantle the lamppost and get down this way. I don't see anybody in the window, so that's good. But I'm gonna wait just a second because I see the archer. And he can see me all the way from down there. He can give a first alert and I won't even know. Okay, so now we have to get inside the old bell. Leave the key and get out. Where's the swordsman? Oh, there he is, okay. He's a slow one. I guess I'm gonna have to wait for him to get back here. By that time the archer is gonna be back here as well. This is gonna take a while.
Guys, I gotta get home. The dinner is waiting and I'm starving. I haven't eaten since breakfast.
Oh. Should have known. I think I have a chance here. See? My light gem is barely in the dark yellow and he sees me from there. Normally guards don't see you like that. I wanna check if he didn't give a first alert, because where they are stationed, like that, in place, they never give first alerts. But they can give a settling remark later.
Hello?
Yeah, he gives a first alert right there, so he didn't see me before. And if I'm quick here, I can probably do this. Okay, good. Have to lock the door, drop the key, so I cannot hang it on this thing, so I'm just gonna drop it here. In the nearest logical place, I guess it fell off. It has nothing to do with me. Lock the door. Excellent. So now we've finally done with the main objective, the palace, and the upper dark smoke. But we still haven't even set foot in the lower dark smoke area. And it's quite a handful still to do. So my next goal after I get out of the old bell for the last time will be to hit the old steel mill. But before I can do that, I need to pick up a certain key from a shop near Locksman Gate. So I'm gonna go here right now. I'm gonna get back, so it's gonna be a bit of back and forth. Because that key is super important. And then when I hit the rest of lower dark smoke, I can drop that key on my way. Did you see me? You didn't. Hey, let's try it. Will I get lucky?
Who's there?
Not even close. I guess not yet. Gonna wait for another round.
Gonna get used to working someplace I women are running from women on the guard these days.
Wow, this is taking a while. That's what Supreme is, I guess. Okay, did I make it?
I see there. Who's there?
Yep, he gives the first alert. So I guess he didn't see me. Okay. Finally. I'm done with that place. The swordsman doesn't see me that far away. So I can just go through here, I'm not worried about him. That guy can see me.
What was that noise?
Yeah, this is not dark. I think here's a good spot to wait for him to go back up. This building is condemned. Do not attempt to enter. Well, guess what? That's exactly what I'm gonna do. That's a Pickleball Door. Has a ladder going up to the statues and the ledges up there. I don't want to pick it, and we'll find another way to get up there. Most of the outer ledge here, not all of it, but most of it is completely dark. I flicker a little, but the swordsman doesn't see me. The archer would have seen me. That's the Locksman Gate. So we're currently right here. this door, no way around it. Okay, in here there is a lockbox, which we also have to pick. Coin stack inside, and there's a very well hidden purse on the shelf. Till 2208. Here's a tarnished key. I'm gonna need it, so I'll have to return it here later. Scrap of paper. Hey Jill, look what I found in the canal. There was some commotion up the stream, and the watchdogs fished out a dead old Taffer who got swept down to the gate and was too deep in the drink by the time they got him out. This old key fell out of his clothes when they took the corpse. We should ask around discreet who it was and where he was living, maybe make a few coins with this old thing. Also, you Taffer, I told you not to leave your cash box out on the table just like that. That's practically an invitation for any lock break on the prowl, and then you can run to the watch with that. Only reason I'm not doing it myself is I'm too nice for this city. I agree. So yeah, that is in reference to the keeper we saw earlier, so you can probably guess where that key leads. Okay, good. He's turned the other way. Getting a little tired already. Not used to doing these narrated runs, actually the first one. Okay, at least I'm getting lucky with patrols this time. Everybody's moving away from me, which is great. But this guy stations himself in front of the tavern, so I'll have to wait for him to go back down. Then I can make my way to the bridge and inside the mill. Let's see. The archer is coming this way. Okay, let me see where the swordsman is. Is he anywhere near? No. Okay, so I have plenty of time to move in here. Okay, here is a machine room. That guy must have left already, which is perfect. Don't do that. Right, so now we are inside a warehouse right here. That's an openable grate, which I'm gonna go in a moment. First, I'm gonna reload. Here is a pickable chest. And inside is a hammerite corpse. And this door leads out here. And there is also a letter. Warehouse letter. Gregory, I will send a skiff just below your place tomorrow to move the special cargo. Until then, stay put for your sake, and for my sake as well. This is way too big, completely over our heads. You know what they do to anyone who does this. Azimlark's gallows or Craigsleft would be nothing in comparison. We just didn't think it through, and they will be all over it in a few days. Just act natural, and for heaven's sake do not drop a hint of what we did. Okay, so these guys are up to something. But also there is a piece of loot there, a golden hammer. And I have to wait for this guy to be on his way from there to that place to grab it. Melt hammer, brings total loot 2283. And now we can enter the condemned building. Can jump into the water here, or just catch the ladder. Yeah, that works too. You can fall from infinite height as long as you have a ladder to catch. Here's a footlocker with a crystal shard, total 2308. And here's another openable grate. Some old drugs, and an elevator. Okay, this elevator has 4 levels. Note that some buttons are missing here. We are currently on the 3rd level, that's important to keep in mind, and we can go to the 4th. But really, we need to go down to the lowest level, and the button is here. There is actually nobody here who can be of any threat, but this place is just creepy. Here is a key found far underground, and it opens the door at the uppermost level. Now I have to lock this door just like before and return the key. Something like that. Close enough. We go all the way back up to the 4th floor. Now, as I specifically mentioned, this elevator started on the 3rd floor, and for Supreme, you have to return everything to its original position or location, everything that can be returned, and this elevator can. And in my original text report I made on Through the Looking Glass, I completely forgot about this. I just got out here, locked the door, and went on my merry way, and realized later that I actually busted Supreme by doing this, even though I claimed Supreme success in that run, so I'm not gonna do the same mistake again. But I cannot send it to the 3rd floor. I can only send it to the 1st one. So how are we gonna send it to the 3rd floor? Well, okay, I'm just gonna save because I might fall down. Yeah, there is a sweet spot here, which I wanna get into, like that. As you remember, the control panel on the 3rd floor has buttons for the 4th and 3rd level. So I'm gonna have to shoot the button corresponding to the 3rd floor with a water arrow. You can use any kind of arrows, not just broadheads. The moss arrows will work as well, and I like to use waters because they are quiet. And just on the off chance anyone at all can hear that, although I doubt it. And if I aim it just right, I can align the top of my sight with the corner of that control panel. And I can hit it. Using water arrows to press buttons is allowed for Supreme. You are only not allowed to douse torches. This may take a while. Okay, I think I'm close. I'm hitting it just below the button. Okay, so now I have to double check that I actually hit the right button. And I didn't. I hit the one for the 4th floor. So that's a no-no. I have to hit the right button. Okay, twice in a row. I'm sorry if this is tedious to watch. Supreme Ghost requires that everything is returned. That's the only way to do this. Okay, good. So now the elevator is on the 3rd floor as it was. This door is locked as it was. The key is back far underground. We can move on. Okay, right here.
Stay away from my face, thief, or you'll be sorry.
Here's a skull who warns us to stay away from his face, and unfortunately for Supreme that's what we'll have to do. He has 2 rubies in his eye sockets, and those in total are worth 300 loot, and we have to skip both of them because this is what happens. And yeah, he's gonna pepper us with firebolts until we take them out. Unfortunately, just like in the Beaurigard estate, that's a trap. That's not allowed for Supreme, so we have to skip 300 additional loot to 250 we already did. And the comment, this "stay away from my face" is allowed. That's just a sound effect, it's not an alert. He is not an AI. So that's fine. Have to flip this and slip out, because I can't do it from this way. You can take this grate out. I don't like to do that because I cannot put it back. But really awkward to drop it. Let me just show you where it goes. It's right here, near the warehouse. This switch operates this portcullis and also that one. He saw me. So I have to reclose it, of course, so I have to flip it and make it over there because before the second portcullis closes. So let me see if I can do that. Kinda went through it a little bit, but didn't cross the line of sight with either archer on the street, so that's fine. Here is that tower with the Pickleball Door I showed you earlier. That's how you can get up here. Instead, this door responds to the tarnished key. It can be lockpicked, but if you pick the lock on that, for Supreme, you have to relock it with the tarnished key anyway. This door leads to some sort of machine room, with an elevator shaft, and it eventually leads out here, I guess, right across Brosius' estate. Right, in here looks like an inhabited place. These valves and lever do nothing. There is a purse, 2388, and a switch. Now we can use the tarnished key on this lockbox, and it opens the door. And surprise, surprise, it's a keeper sanctuary. Okay, once you get in here, you may start hearing footsteps down below. That's an invisible keeper, I guess, but he doesn't alert to us. He is either neutral or he might just be deaf completely, so I can make as much noise as I can, as I want up here, not worry about him. There's a gold book, and we also have 2 giant gold candlesticks, total 2688, and that checks off our loot objective. Handwritten instructions. Keeper Bernard. By order of the Keeper Council, you are to leave your former tasks and observe these new instructions to the best of your ability. The previous moves in Downlock were well executed, and your solution to the involvement of the new acolyte, if dangerous, was appropriate. Concerning the matter of Azimlarg, you also did well. Her attention is now fully on the perceived threat, giving us time to consolidate our efforts in the lower locks. Nevertheless, she is intelligent and dangerous, and her nightly activities may bring her closer to our designs. Indeed, it might well be that she already suspects our existence. Watch her closely, but do not move yet unless a direct threat arises. Instead, your attention must be turned to Webster. His desire to be warden of the lower locks is well known, but in this situation, Reputo could also have a say in the matter. It would be best if the affair was resolved to the benefit of neither party, and both would be severely compromised. The Council suggests that discord among the criminal element may be the key to ultimate success. So yeah, the Keepers basically want the criminals to take care of each other, which is quite logical, and the new acolyte is actually Garrett. This mission and bad deaths happen way before Lord Bafford's manor. Right, so that's everything in the Keeper Sanctuary. And now I also have no further use for the tarnished key, so I'm gonna go back to Locksman Gate, return it, and clear out the rest of lower dark smoke. Let's make a real save. Oh yeah, he's coming. If you hear some noises in the background, it's my upstairs neighbors. Okay, so here I wanna catch the ledge like that. Did he see me? I don't wanna drop in the water because it makes a loud noise. Okay, I'm actually gonna... I can drop down here, but I'm gonna have to wait for him to start moving away. I'll save here, it's not entirely a good idea. Okay. And he's gone. Swordsman I'm not too worried about, he didn't see me, I can guarantee that. That Hammerite Archer might have seen me, because my light gem flickers a little bit. I should be good. So now I just have to drop the tarnished key. It's close enough. And I'm gonna hit the poorhouse. Okay, so we're finally entering the final stretch, I guess, not too much left. Bad timing. Yeah, this place is patrolled by a thief, and he can be a little tricky, but he's not too bad. I'm gonna wait for him to go away. So there is absolutely no shadow in this corridor, even though that middle part looks like it's shaded, it's not. So the only place you can hide from that thief is up here. And actually, I'm gonna show you something. You can pick this door. I'm not gonna do that. Interestingly, there's a door right here leading outside, and that's the warehouse. There's a readable. What's it called? Crumpled up letter. Darcy says they dragged the lad to Lowridge despite his protestations, and nobody dared even look at them. May say what she will, but anything the lady does to clean up dark smoke, she can't clean it all. How could she know the city from that fancy place? And if she looked too long at the wall, the wall will look right back, and then she will be dragged to Lowridge all the same. You are a good catch, and I know you don't like to beg and steal to stay in this place, but believe me, you have a better lot than the poor wretches in the hollow pits, the ones who don't pay up. I saw a man steal away from the stone entrance one dawn, and they caught him right in the next street. He was whimpering when they dragged him back. One blackleg caught him by the neck and slammed his head against the grates just because he could. Never saw that one again, so I say, not a word, or they will break you like they broke the boy. That's just how it is in this place. There is another pickable door at the end of that corridor, and we have to pick it. There is loot inside, and we have to do it in 2 rounds. It's a long pick, and the thief frequents this corridor.
What was that? Oh, just gotta get used to working side by side with women, or running from women on the guard these days. What did I hear?
Come on. actually should stop after this first round. Okay, here's an open window, but there is no way to squeeze through it, otherwise I would try to get through here. But yeah, just not tall enough. You can kinda lean through it, but it's too small. And here we have a pair of dice and 3 coin stacks for a total of 2760. So I'm gonna wait for him one last time. When he enters the corridor again, I'm gonna slip out.
Just gonna get used to working side by side with women, or running from women on the guard these days. Still.
Okay, so now we are approaching the Widow's Way.
Hello?
There is Isin. Oh, that's where you get his body and drag him to the old bell. It's possible to do that even without any first alerts. But that's not my preferred method. Okay, up here. Can jump over to this roof. Okay. 3 coin stacks, total 2780. It's not a good place to look where the patrollers are because I'm, excuse me, really exposed up here. Well, that's how we get down, but not exactly. You can crouch and avoid taking any damage. And I'm gonna save here. Okay, there's that. Okay, let me show you something. You can pick the door. There's a ladder, and from here it looks like there is nothing, but that's how you get a couple of coin stacks on that window. But you don't have to pick that door. You can get those coin stacks another way, which I'm gonna show you. Okay, the archer is going away.
Is that the?
This guy never patrols that street. He just stations himself in that small underpass and then walks over here. But I can make a real save. And to get those coin stacks, I can shoot a rope arrow.
Come close.
They don't understand us. Obedience is the call of the righteous man.
I heard.
It's a little tricky to aim it right.
Think it's without. I heard that.
Okay, that should be good. Anybody coming this way? Where's the archer?
Is that the?
Okay, he's pretty far. Yeah. That won't do, I have to shoot it better.
Yay.
Okay. That... There is a sweet spot for this rope arrow, where I will be able to climb it without any problems, and that's important for retrieving it. Okay, this looks good. So we can take the coin stacks, but we cannot retrieve the arrow from here, because obviously it's too far, I'm gonna take a lot of damage. So what I have to do instead is jump to that ledge, turn around, grab the rope arrow, and then turn around again to actually catch it. That can take a few tries. And the archer must have seen me, and there's no way he didn't.
Subservience is nothing.
A better way would actually be to not catch that ledge and mantle it, but just to hit the edge of it, and then I would... or like that, land without taking any damage. So I didn't cross the line of sight of that archer, so I should be good. That guy didn't see me. Okay, let's make a real save. And the archer has a purse, which is gonna be our last piece of loot. Purse brings our total to 2815. That's everything we can take for Supreme. Give generously for the builder's plan. Well, how about I don't?
They don't understand us. They don't.
Right, gonna have to wait for him. There are 3 more pieces of loot in the mission which I'm gonna show you, but I'm not gonna take them because I'm honestly not too sure what to make of the situation, so let me just get there. If you stand still, then the guards usually can't see you with their peripheral vision.
If thou be there.
And I should make it here, and I should be safe here. That guard is a swordsman. He has bad vision. I can cross the street here, he wouldn't see me. This guy would. Yeah, I just do that, and he still gives the first alert, which means he didn't see me before. Okay, let me make a real save. And I'm gonna reload here, but I just wanna show you last 3 pieces of loot. Okay, so here we have Parapet with a thief. He patrols this place, and once in a while he checks on that door. That door is locked. Okay, I hope you cannot hear that banging. Yeah, and you heard the locking noise. It's like he checks if it's locked or not. We can pick this lock. And if we leave it open, he will just close it, but like that. But afterwards, if he sees it closed but unlocked, let's see what happens. He rushes inside and he just stands there.
What?
He doesn't give any alerts when he does. He doesn't give any comments, and it doesn't look... He goes there and checks on his stash, which I'll show you in a moment. So this looks like a scripted response, but it's still an alteration in AI behavior. And even if it's okay for Ghost, I mean, it's definitely okay for Ghost, it feels to me like it's not in the spirit of Supreme to trigger that from him. So I'll just skip the loot that he's guarding in there. And in here we have 2 coin stacks and a purse worth 135. Barely legible note. Here's what I can had day's time, I will can have more, just lets me lives and works. The lady watches from her homes, knows of all folk, and she knows me for take her in. She will ask Jeans, there's take you man's purse, and now you hands by the neck. Then I will hand, but will I hand? Will you hand me sides? Indeed, barely legible. So yeah, I thought about it, and it might be okay for Supreme, but this situation hasn't been discussed at length on the forums, so if I had already busted Supreme, I would take it, because it wouldn't matter, but since I can claim a Supreme success in this mission, I'm just gonna skip it. Because the bottom line, as I said, it feels like it's not in the spirit of Supreme to do that. Instead, we're gonna enter Brosius estate. That's the facade, I guess. But really, all we have available here is a staircase. There's no loot. Okay, so that's the door I talked about in the sewer, where you can get outside Brosius estate to the machine room. I think it responds to the tarnished key, but maybe I'm wrong. And here we rope up to the familiar place. That's where we got into the palace. I'm not gonna risk it, I'm just gonna wait for him to make his loop and go away. I should be able to make it over here. And he shouldn't see me. Okay, nah, I'm actually gonna wait. Gotta be sure this late in the mission. We're almost done. Don't wanna risk an undetected alert. Okay. Now we can go Let's check on that guy. Don't wanna move unless I see his back. Come on, man. It's like the last obstacle. Okay, I'm gonna wait it out down here. What's happening? It's like the mission doesn't want to let me go or something. Okay, finally. Open this, close behind us, and here we go. Mission complete. So, barring an undetected first alert, this was a successful Supreme Ghost of Disorientation. Total time 1 hour 24 minutes 27 seconds. Found 2815 loot out of 3500. So I had to skip the torc in Beaurigard estate worth 250. I had to skip 2 gems in the eye sockets of a skull in the condemned building worth 300, and I skipped the thief's stash in the power station near Brosius estate worth 135 total, so that amounts to 685, I guess. So that's what we're missing. Pockets picked, 3 out of 5. All of those were purses. It shows 3 out of 5, but there are actually only 3 purses in the mission. So don't bother looking for the other 2. I believe Rose Garden has the same bug. It shows 11 pickpockets even though there are 9 available. Lux picked 6. Those were all necessary, and everything rest looks excellent. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this, and until next time, bye bye.